Right. So we are drawing and playing Dungeons and Dragons. We all remember that Dungeons and Dragons is a game in which we are telling a story together. We remember there's no winning or losing. Victories are spread throughout the game when something cool happens. We remember that Betsy is the dungeon master, narrator, and referee, so I tell you what your character experiences in the world. I play all the non-player characters, such as townsfolk, kings, queens, and such. Each of you will be creating your own character to role play in the game, and your character will be able to do lots of cool stuff based on the choices that you make for race, class of adventurer, and background of what your character did before becoming an adventurer. You will use a character sheet that will help you remember all the cool stuff your character can do, as well as the tools you have, equipment, and whatever treasure you might find. It looks really long and complicated, but the only vital areas are the ones outlined in red. Every other box on this character sheet will be filled using these boxes, or these decisions. Here's a quick look. I know it looks like a mess, but if you think of blue being your class, as soon as you go ahead and choose your class in this little blue box at the top, all of this stuff is going to be decided for you. So it's not that bad. As soon as you pick your background, all this other green stuff is going to be based on that. So we don't have as much as it first looks like. We're going to go ahead and start with class. Luckily for us, the creators of Dungeons and Dragons have already figured out which background is the best match for each of the classes. So we only really need to choose the class of the adventurer that we want our character to be. There are 12 classes, as you might remember, and here is a list and a brief description and kind of a character or two to compare it with. So if you're like, oh, I want to be somebody kind of like Aragorn, you're probably going to want to be a fighter who is a master with a variety of weapons. If you want to be somebody who always fights for good, maybe you want to be a paladin who's kind of like Captain America. I'm going to just stay on this slide for maybe 30 more seconds as you peruse. I know Michaela's already chosen, but we'll pretend. Actually, I have to make a character too to help you guys.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. So last time we talked, I think, about race. And could any race be any of these?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I decided I would be a tiefling, but I can be any of these. All right, good, got it.
These are like
tieflings are fun.
Okay, excellent. So here is the best matched background for each class. Once you pick your class, just go ahead and write the corresponding background on your character sheet.
Okay, so clean character sheet.
Oh yeah, do you guys need the link to the character sheet, or do you happen to have one from the last time?
I have one.
I have a copy saved on my computer.
Okay.
So I can just pick it up whenever.
Got it. I'm going to go ahead and make an NPC along with you guys. So I'm going to make this NPC a cleric as the class, and so I have the acolyte background. Moving along, next is race. Go ahead and fill in your race.
Wait, where'd you get the background?
Background's right here.
Oh, that's a background. Okay.
Yeah, these are all names. I should explain that. These are all names of backgrounds. You have, Outlander, Entertainer, Acolyte. It kind of describes what you were doing before you became an adventurer. So a hermit didn't really have a whole lot to do with other people, as monks tend to do when they're shut up in their temples doing their trainings. Outlander kind of means that you were out in the wilderness. You weren't in a big city. Charlatan kind of sounds like what it is. You were kind of conning people. Sage was studying. Acolyte's also in a temple. Entertainer, like it makes sense for a bard who's a musician to have been entertaining probably all their lives, even before they became an adventurer. So you're just going to write that word in the box for background that corresponds with your class that you have chosen. And like I said, I chose cleric, so I wrote acolyte as my background. And that'll come more into play later. Next we have
What's a fence?
a fence.
Yeah,
From
it's like I'm looking at criminal because I'm looking for something, and that's like one criminal specialty is fence.
Oh, yeah. I haven't gotten too into the criminal ones, but yeah, it's just like the type of criminal you were. And if you don't know what it means, your character probably didn't do that. Right? So in the races, I've gone back to just the 9 basic ones. So there's your tiefling there at the bottom right, and Michaela's playing a dragonborn. So I'm going to make this cleric probably an elf. I'll write that in my race box. And then we're going to go ahead and take, actually, no, before we go to that, races come with an ability bonus. These are a little bit tiny, but since I know you guys have certain races, the tiefling gets a +1 to intelligence and a +2 to charisma.
And I can go ahead and put those in now.
Dragon, yeah, you can go ahead and put it in the big box. You can just write 1 in intelligence and 2, because that's going to be added to your bigger number, not your little plus modifier.
Oh, okay.
And then Dragonborn has a +2 to strength and a +1 to charisma. My elf has +2 to dexterity. So I'm just going to put a 2 in the bigger box. Then just a review of what all these things mean. Strength, which is usually abbreviated to STR. That's your ability to crush things, pull, push, jump using the strength of your legs. Dexterity is to dodge a thrown tomato, or to throw a tomato, I believe, or to keep your balance, or to pick a lock. These are all things that require control and finesse rather than just brute strength. Constitution is your ability to survive, to eat a rotten tomato and not get sick. Intelligence is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. It also just means how many books have you read? How many trivial facts does your character know? Wisdom is knowing that tomatoes don't go in a fruit salad. It's kind of more like common sense, life skills, life experiences that have made you like street smart rather than academically smart. And then we have charisma, the ability to sell a tomato-based fruit salad. Charisma being how much do people like you? A lot of times people play it as, oh, I'm a good talker. I know how to, verbally kind of manipulate people. But other people just go like, I'm cute. People like me because I'm cute, right? Charisma is just how much do people like you. So it's interesting that tieflings, Andra has a +2 to charisma, because charisma can also mean a commanding presence, just like people can't take their eyes off of you. Going back to our class, which is on the left, you'll see after the short description, we have the primary ability. This is telling us what is most important to our class, which ability is most important. So barbarians who smash things with their strength are going to want to put their highest score in ability, or in strength. I'm going to be a cleric. The thing my cleric is going to use most is wisdom. So I should probably put my highest number in wisdom. So you can check on yours. I think, Michaela, you're a rogue, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you're going to want to put it in intelligence and dexterity. And then Kristen, which did you pick?
I'm a ranger.
A ranger. Excellent. So you're going to want to pick either strength or dexterity, because that's the one you're going to use.
Wait. I thought that was my abilities. Dexterity and wisdom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Dexterity and wisdom. I went over a column. Yeah. Right. You're right. Dexterity and wisdom. What did you say, Mickey?
I was. What? Like, I'm trying to remember what is like the numbers we are given again, like the default numbers.
We're going to that next. Oh,
15, 13.
yeah, we're going to go down from 15. So you get one 15, a 14, a 13. Actually, we'll probably need that slide. A 12, 11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normally they give you a 10, which gives you like I think a 0 and something, but I think the last time I gave you guys two 12s.
Yeah.
Right? Two 12s and 11. So you got 15, 14, 13, 12, 12, and 11. And again, looking at this reference as a cleric, I want my highest to be in my wisdom. So that's going to be my wisdom is my 15. But remember, your race gives you a boost also. So sometimes if you've already got one of these things and your race is already giving you a boost, you can sometimes put your 14 or a lower number over there and it'll still equal out. I've got +2 to dex. Actually, dex doesn't matter for my class, so I can do the rest as I like.
But how do we know what our race gave us?
The race, I don't think I have a slide for it, but your race was a +1 to intelligence for a tiefling and a +2 to charisma.
Oh, those were for tiefling. I thought those were for rangers.
That's for tiefling. And then the dragonborn had +2 to strength, and my elf has a +2 to dexterity for being light and agile like an elf. So for instance, I'm going to put my 14 on my dexterity, but because my elf gives me a +2, that 14, 15, 16 turns into a 16. And then the rest will go in as a regular thing.
Got it.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and exit this. And 519, we can do a little bit of. Actually, let me get an actual character sheet up so we can see what we're filling out here. This one? Yes, it is this one. And I'm still sharing. Yes, yes. So we were talking about these 4 things last time. I don't know if you made actual decisions on these and filled it out yet, but you can do that while we are making up our characters. Remember that ideals are the principles, the overall concepts that your character kind of lives by. You can think of it as a life motto, just like Hakuna Matata, or with great power comes great responsibility, or treat others the way you want to be treated. It's kind of your life motto, the way you make decisions based on your values, that good stuff. A bond is a connection to a person, place, or thing, be it good or bad. You could have a connection to a gang who's trying to get some money out of you. You can have a connection to your family member who is lost at sea. You can have a connection to a place that you really just want to go home again, but you can't because of XYZ. Then we have our flaws, which are the weaknesses, the thing your character can get exploited by, kryptonite, Achilles heel. And then we also have personality traits that we try to make as specific as possible. If I tell you that I am a kind, friendly cleric, kind of big deal, so what? If I say that I am so friendly that I have invited murderers to my house for dinner, that's kind of different. That's kind of extreme. So we're trying to look for those statements that will make you stand apart from all other people who share that characteristic. You can be smart, or you can be the person who's read the entire library. You can be fearsome, or you can be the person who stared down a dragon. You were just that terrifying. So we like those sentences. So for my elf, I am going to say that one of my personality traits is I look down my nose at those who are not clean. Anybody dirty? Oh, get away from me. So, germ me right now. We get to pick 2. So another thing might be that, so I'm thinking my cleric, really clean freak. So maybe everything I own is alphabetized. Is that what I've written? Alphabetized.
That looks good.
That looks good.
Might be
Okay.
wrong, but it looks good.
Might be wrong, but we're gonna go with that. So those
We
are
know
some
what you mean.
statements. Yeah. So those tell you right from my character instead of like, oh, I'm a clean freak. Real specific things. My ideals, something about maybe charity, like I help the less fortunate because I'm so great. Different from just I donate, right? Bonds, what do I have a connection to? I want to impress my former mentor to get into his elite club. My flaw, maybe something like, see, clean. Usually I try to think of what's something that I'm already strong in. My weakness is probably the opposite to that. So my flaw might be that I have a panic attack if I get too dirty.
Oh, like that one character from the podcast.
Oh, did somebody do that already? I didn't
The
even know.
school one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
she
in
had
the dungeon in the
yeah, she just had anxiety disorder, but yeah, for sure. Elf. I have the background.
Yeah, didn't she have she had a panic attack in the first episode?
Yeah, I think so. And then back over here, let me put in my numbers. I have a 15 there, 16 there. I'm just going to plug them in. Actually, I have a feeling she's smarter than she is constitutional. I'll put the intelligence there, wisdom there,
I
constitution.
think I might have messed up. I think I might have messed up, like with this, because I think. Okay, so the default numbers are 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 11.
12, 12.
Yeah, 2 12s, 1 11. This one would have been my 14, except that my race gave me another 2, so that turned into 16. Whoops, not 6 14.
Ooh, yeah.
That's another thing. And we remember that the little number, we minus 10. Whatever's left, we divide by 2 and round down. So this is going to be a plus 2. 16 is going to be a plus 3.
Yeah, okay, so. So by default, okay, my character's strength is 12. Like, without adding numbers, my strength is 12. 15 dexterity, 13 constitution, 11 intelligence, 12 wisdom, and 14 charisma.
Sounds good.
Yeah, then I add the numbers.
Yep, you do your little numbers, your little modifiers.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, some people switch them around because like I use my +1 more than I actually use the 12. So if you would want to do it that way, you're welcome to do it this way, where I can see my +1 nice and big, and then just a reminder, my actual score is 12. Traditionally, it's big number, big slot, little number, little slot, but it's been changing lately where people go, doesn't make sense. I want to see the little number that I'm using all the time, not the big number that nobody cares about.
I'll just do it that way for now.
Yeah, that's fine. Next,
This
An easy one is initiative, because that's the exact same as your dexterity modifier. Exact same. So I'm just going to put that in. Whoops, what happened there? +3.
What are modifiers again? Do I have to go?
Modifiers are
The little numbers underneath.
D&D modifiers. Yeah, I'm just gotta look for like the modifier numbers because I forget.
They're right here on mine.
I forget often, so I gotta look at
Can you see it on my sheet though, where
Hold
my
on.
15 is a 2?
Yeah, sorry. I've been trying to like fill out this. I've been trying to fill out my character sheet and listen to you at the same time, so it's caused me like a bit of confusion.
No
You-
problem.
You're not the only one, but we're gonna get there.
The other thing that your race gives you is your speed. Most of the time it's 30 to 35. I'm going to look quickly for you. Yes, tieflings have a base speed of 30 feet. So you're going to put 30 into your speed. My elf has... Oh wait, here's Dragonborn. Dragonborn is 30 feet also. Pretty much everybody
Who
is
has
30
35 feet?
Somebody does, right? I remember somebody has 35 feet. Maybe it's me. Nope, I have 30 feet also. Then, let's see what else we can do really easily. Oh, back on our slide, when I was going over too far a column, see where it says saving throw and proficiencies. I'm going to take that column that says wisdom and charisma right there. And then on my character sheet, which is on the other tab, right here where it says saving throws, I'm going to click the little circles by the ones that I was told on that table. Once again, let me zoom in so you can see it. So saving throw, this is any time that you are trying to stop yourself from getting attacked, a spell on you, slipping down a slippery, well, no, not slippery slope, mostly counter to when people are trying to attack you. So mine are wisdom and charisma. The rogue is going to have dexterity and intelligence. And then the ranger has strength and dexterity. So again, we're going to go over to our character sheet, and where it says saving throws, whoops, mine's wisdom and charisma, not that one. I'm just going to click on the little circles to let me know that I'm going to add my proficiency bonus to those later.
Okay, I forgot where we got the proficiency bonus.
Proficiency bonus comes from your level. You automatically start at 2.
Ah, okay, I guess we're there.
Yep, I'm gonna stick a 2 in there. How this works is on strength, it's going to be exactly the same as my strength. Whatever that modifier is, I stick that number in there. That's how much I would add to my dice roll. Wow, that's tiny. I wonder if I can zoom in. A little bit better. My dexterity modifier is 3, so this one also is 3. Or I can put +3. But the ones that have the darkened circles, they're going to be like my charisma right now is 0. So I would put a 0 here, but it's 0. And because this is filled in, it's +2. 0 plus 2 would be 2. My wisdom, which is +1 over here, it normally would be +1, but because I have proficiency, 1 plus 2 is 3. Constitution's going to be the same 1, and my intelligence.
So wait,
is 1.
when you're proficient at something, you get a +1 to it.
+2.
You get your +2,
like
your +2 proficiency bonus.
Oh, is that the
let's say I
same
had a
for my
proficiency in-
character?
Yeah, let's say I put a proficiency in strength. I would take my strength, which is 2, And then my proficiency bonus, which is 2, and this would turn into a 4.
Oh.
But it's only going to be these 2.
Okay, yeah.
It's only these 2 in your saving throw proficiency. So as a rogue, you're only going to get it in dexterity and intelligence.
Got it.
Dexterity and... Oh no, my character isn't very intelligent.
Well, you might want to swap around your ability scores then if you want, but that's up to you. I mean, sometimes it's a fun
she's just
sword
like that.
test when you're weaker in something that...
Yeah, she's not a very... Yeah, I figure she's not very intelligent because she never went to school.
Yeah, there you go. She's street smart.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Other thing that's nice and easy from our chart is our hit dice. Did we do hit dice before? I don't know if we did. Let me go to there again. So in our column, we have a hit dice, and you'll see that there's a dice, like a D12, a D8. This is going to be your beginning number for how many hit points you have. So we're just going to take down the number that we get. Our ranger is going to get a D10. Rogue is going to get a D8. My cleric also gets a D8. And we're going to plop it into our character sheet where it says hit dice, D8, which is 1D8.
Hit dice.
So why did you put the 1 there?
As you go up in levels, this also goes up. So later on, we'll get 2D8s or 3D8s, and our numbers will go up and up and up. So, I mean, technically, we're not going to go past level 1. But if we were playing a 3-year game or something, we would want to put 1D8 so that we know that. You're going to take this number from your hit dice plus 10, and it's going to be your maximum hit points. So I have 18 hit points right now because 10 plus my 8. Is that how it goes? I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, I think so. The 18 can probably go in both of those spaces, the maximum and the current, and then later the current will go down.
That's right.
Maybe.
If I get hit for 5, right, then that's where we take this down and keep track that way. We'll be at full health when we start. Your armor class is going to be 10 plus your dexterity modifier. So 10, and I've got a 3, 13. An armor class is what the enemy has to roll to be able to hit you. Then, I don't know if we want to get into skills. Maybe we want to do some drawing first. 5:30. Let's do some drawing first and take a break from all of this boxing and typing and doing that. Stop my share there, and I think I'm just going to draw regular today. So I'm going to click over to my Elmo. And just like last time, we're going to do some studies on the head. And since I am...
Oh wait, I should probably mute while I say.
Spotlight for a bit here. So I'm an elf. That means I'm going to have pointy ears. I'm going to have angular features. Angular. That's about it. Tieflings have pointy ears and horns. And dragonborns, of course, look like dragons. You'll likely want to pick your gender of your character, the age of your character, or at least the visual age. All these different races have different rates of aging, like elves being 87 and they look like they're, 15. But your visual age. And then any scars or jewelry or things that you might wear on your head. And again, we want reasons for this. If I wear jewelry, I'm going to look rich. If I am playing a character who's poor, lived out on the streets, orphan, probably not going to be wearing jewelry. Scars. You usually get scars if you've been in dangerous situations or cooking a lot, because I have a lot of scars from cooking. But if you've lived a relatively cushy life, like I think my cleric has, probably not going to have any scars. And we're going to just thumbnail a couple of faces. I like 3/4 because it gives you the most visual information. So I'm just going to give myself a couple of 3/4 spheres all in a row so I can compare. I've decided my elf is going to be female, and she's going to look maybe, I want her to be like really young, but then her actual age is like 100. She's going to look like Arwen's age on Lord of the Rings. And I'm going to start with noses because noses can change your appearance quite a bit. I'm going to start with one long pointed nose. You might remember that the nose was quite important on my character's personality traits. Looking down her nose, she's stuck up. Maybe I might want to have an upturned nose to kind of visually portray that. Or looking down your nose at someone, I can have a downturned nose.
If my character like wears a hood for like most of the time, should I just draw her in a hood instead of like her face?
No, I would say know what her face looks like, and then if you want to cover it up later, that's great. But really, this is where we're trying to express personality through face features. So I think you want to get some practice with that.
Okay.
Eyebrow connects, and we chisel out the cheek. So I could have high cheekbones. I could have a rounded cheekbone. We know from many, many, many JLI classes that rounder shapes are friendly. More angular shapes are more dangerous or energetic. And then I'll go ahead and shape the chin. On my first one, I'm kind of mimicking this long, thin, upturned nose. Long, thin, kind of upturned chin. This one had a shorter, petite nose. I'm gonna do a shorter, petite chin. Oh, kitty kitty. And then this longer nose, I might give a longer chin. My elf has pointed ears, but I can still play around with, do they point out to the sides a little bit, diagonal? Do they point straight up? Do they point a little more to the back?
Oh, I thought that was somebody else's cat, but nope, that's my cat. Hold on, I gotta go deal with that.
No problem.
Oh.
And then I'll start putting in some eye shapes. So since I know my character is a little bit of a snob, looking down on people, probably going to have these half closed eyes, looking down. I can do bigger, rounder eyes with
No, I
the
let her
same
out.
sort of unamused expression.
But fine, he can come in if he wants. Yeah, he's okay. Nope, he doesn't.
Oh gosh, you're so confused. Come on, you have to pee again. Well, enjoy your class.
I will. Thanks, Mom.
Do you want me to get a do pizza tonight?
Sure.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Door open or closed?
Slightly open since you guys aren't talking anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. Yep, sorry about that.
No problem. And then we can fill in the mouth. I might decide if my character wears lipstick or not.
I feel like since my character is a dragonborn, a lot of these typical ways of expressing stuff kind of gets thrown out the window.
Yeah, yours would be more like a snout design. Or like horn placement.
Yeah. Meow.
But same overall principles. More spikes is more dangerous, more rounded, not as dangerous.
What about fins?
What about what?
Fins.
Fins? Same kind of idea, like if you have real...
Yeah, she has fins. I've drawn.
Right? I mean, this looks way more dangerous than, like, say, this. As an oversimplified example. And then hairstyle. We all know about hair, well, not for Dragonborns, but we who have hair know that longer hair is difficult to take care of, takes longer to dress up in buns and extravagant styles. Is that matching with my character? Or is my character more like wash and go, or chop it all off so I don't have to deal with it at all? Or have it in some permanent braids that stays out of my face. The more neat and precise a hairstyle tends to give a more neat and professional appearance. So let's say here's a very tightly wound bun, no hairs out of place, versus the old messy bun. Probably doesn't fit with my character, who is supposed to be neat as a pin and alphabetizing everything.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, one idea I had about her is like she has like she's like I'm trying to think of words now. I try to make her aerodynamic to get a bit of an aerodynamic to make her look fast.
That's good.
That's one. Yeah. I also try to give her like fairly short horns to like show that she's not Yeah, she's also short for a dragonborn, like fairly smallish for dragonborn. And so I tried to like get like one of the things I do to try to give that off is give her short horns. And her frill, she also has like short like fins slash frills or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I also made her kind of skinny. Once again, I like it's kind of like she's okay, but like she's for a human she's okay built but for a dragonborn she's skinny. Like to signify that she ain't strong.
What color is she?
Green.
Green. So she's got poison breath.
Yep.
Cool.
I imagine she like one idea I have is she uses her own poison to poison her blades.
Oh, that's cool. We just did that last night in my game. I found a mushroom that is like sentient, like it's one of the little mushrooms from Fantasia dancing around. And it'll shake poison spores every once in a while, like once a day. And one of the players said, like, can they shake the spores on my knife? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So now he's got a poison blade.
That's cool. It's a really neat little idea.
Yeah, for sure. When you've got the choice of poisoning stuff, why not, right?
Yeah.
Kind of digging this third one. I think I'm going to go with her. She reminds me of just a little bit of The Devil Wears Prada. Really, be looking down at everybody.
I saw the beginning of that movie a while ago. My dad was watching it. That's all I know. Oh, hey, did you see that new episode of Dingo Doodles? Little thing.
But it was so short. I felt like nothing happened.
I thought it was cute. It had a lot of character, like more or less character building, I guess. I don't know, like man, it does sound like a very interesting campaign, though. I like how the guy builds like the players' backstories into the story.
Yeah, those are the kind that need like 3 or 4 years to get going. Well, I will try.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In there. I know Kristen's character's looking for the panda, and then your character is just getting money for your family, right?
Yeah.
You don't have any secret you're trying to uncover?
No. Nope, she's got like fairly simple wants. I mean, one idea I have is like I do have like different story beats from like the story itself, but I'm worried that it'll just bringing too much into that would complicate things.
Yeah, this is just mostly a puzzle room. It's almost like an escape room. It's mostly puzzle based. But you know, you might run into something that's like has some sort of connection to something your character holds important. But if your character just makes treasure important, then anytime you see treasure, there you go.
Hold on, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like things like
Family members does your
that,
character?
something that isn't too. She has 5. They're all basically like siblings to her. Because everyone in her village was killed, and they were the only ones left.
Oh.
And so they kind of just stuck together to try and survive. Like, I imagine, like, they wandered around for a little bit until, like, they kind of traveled with a band of merchants. And they eventually kind of stayed and basically became merchants. But then, I don't know, like, kings and taxes and stuff, and it became harder to earn money. And she figured, she wasn't the biggest or strongest. So she wasn't very good at, and she wasn't very good at, like a schmoozing or anything like that. So she kind of like got into a life of thievery. Eventually she was found out, and she had like a confrontation with the leader, like the eldest sister. And they had a fight, and she ran away, sort of to like pursue a career in thievery. And she still sends money to them. I imagine that the thievery, like the fight, was something about getting the family in trouble for doing like those acts.
Yeah, for like being
Like
on the other side of the law.
And so she figured, oh hey, if I distance myself from them but still send them money, I can lower a lot of risk or something. Sorry if my thoughts are becoming less clear. I've gotten low blood sugar. So I'm a little, I might be a teensy bit out of it.
If you have to go and get some, I don't know what you have. Usually you
No,
bring,
I'm
like,
fine.
candy.
I've got everything I need right here, so I don't need to
Okay.
leave.
Oh, okay, I thought you had to go get something.
No, so I'm just saying, like, my thoughts are I feel like my thoughts are becoming a little muddled. So just letting you know if I become too.
Yeah, I'll just let you know. Like, what? Clarify.
We can always ask questions, right?
All right, just a little bit more on this character sheet.
Well, I think I doodled her family once. Like really simple doodles. Let's see if I can have that.
So the backgrounds are going to give your characters proficiency in a certain skill. Actually 2, I think. No, just 1. And let me go and double check. I have the file, I believe I do.
Oh yeah, I did do a really simple doodle. Wow.
Don't you love it? It's like it's a gift from past me. All right, let's see if I can share this link. I'll show it on my screen, but there's the link to it as well. And I am going to swap over to here.
Now, what is that link to?
This link goes to this spreadsheet.
Oh, yeah.
Help us pick the skills that we are proficient in. I think I had a different one before, but this one gives you your background skills. So for Rogue, you are already proficient in deception and sleight of hand. For ranger, you are already proficient in athletics and survival. So that means if I go to my character sheet, I just hit the dot to show that I am going to add my proficiency bonus to those later. As a cleric, oops, where's my tab? My cleric gets insight and religion. So I'm going to go to my character sheet, insight, bubble, religion, bubble. Then we get to go over here, and here's the rest of our choices for what we can be proficient in. So I can choose history, medicine, or persuasion. I'm going to choose history because I think my character
Oh,
reads
sorry, I
a
didn't
lot.
realize I was muted.
That's right. And
I
medicine,
have a
someone be
question.
your healer. Go for it.
I have like 2 things that make me proficient in deception. Does that stack, or is it just regular?
Does not stack, so you might as well pick one of these instead. Stealth, persuasion, performance, perception, investigation, intimidation,
Stealth.
insight, athletics, or acrobatics.
I want to figure out where I read the trap thingy. Where did I read that? I know that's a thing somewhere.
It'll be in class. It'll be in class
I'm
because
trying
it
to figure
wouldn't be related to your race.
Yeah, I know it's in class. I'm just trying to figure out where would it say that. I know that's
feature.
an ability. Sneak attack, thieves can't, cunning action, roguish archetype.
So what about the ranger? I get to choose a nature and an intimidation, or no, that's not right. So I can have any one of those.
Any one of these you can choose.
And then if I choose it, do I go and put a dot by it?
Yep.
in here?
You go put
Okay.
a dot by it. So at the end of this, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots.
Oh
Okay.
man, I don't have it.
Now, could
It's a
I,
3rd level thing. Never mind.
Yep, you don't have it.
Sorry for interrupting.
I get to choose 2, but I don't have that page. I didn't copy the,
Oh, this page over here.
yeah. So what, I see that, I did that, but what about the other one? There's 2 of them. Do I have to do perception?
No, you can
I
do whatever else is here, but I like Michaela was saying, you can't choose it twice and get like double.
Right, because there's only one bubble there.
Yeah.
Okay, so and so any of the ones that I already did, because
Mhm.
I got them somewhere else, I'm not going to use those.
Yeah, you're not going to do it again. And actually, as a ranger, you get to pick another one, another 2. Wow, you're going to be proficient in everything.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, let me go check the nature one again. Make sure I really want that.
Yep, these are all the same. It's the same list for all of them.
Yeah, okay, those are good choices. I'll take those. I got them.
Got it. Oh,
I got lots of dots.
So we've got our dots, and by each of these skills in gray parentheses, it'll have the abbreviation for our abilities. So if it says like athletics is strength, my strength modifier is 3. So I put, or no, it's not, that's dexterity. My strength modifier is 2. So I would put my +2 in here. Why is it so small though? That's annoying. And I do the same with all of these. If it says dex, my dex is a +2, did I say? +3? My dex is a +3. So I put a +3. But if it has your bubble, that's when you're going to add your +2. So my
got it.
is based on intelligence, which is 1, plus proficiency. 1 + 2 = 3. 1 + 2 =
Okay.
1 + 2 = 3.
So you take your little extra number and you add 2 when you got a dot.
Yep.
And the 2 is your proficiency bonus.
Yep. Exactly
Okay.
right.
Dex.
Everything else is just going to be the same. No proficiency bonus.
Oh, hey, is Christian, like, Christian, you might not do this, but do you think we'll be able to take the things from our old characters and put them, like, from our old adventures and put them into our new ones, like that 100 gold and her inspiration point she had?
Yeah, you can carry it over. I'll allow it. Classic DM line. I'll allow it.
Cool.
My sleight of hand is 3. Intelligence 1. 1. I have quite a few zeros.
You have zeros? What?
Yes.
I haven't
For
got any
anything
yet.
that you're 11, once you take away 10 and you divide your 1 in half, you get 0.5, round down, it should be 0.
I guess I just haven't got to one of those yet. Well, I didn't end up with any zeros, so I must have just had dots next to them, right? So they would come out 2s.
Yes, and you don't have any ability scores that are 11?
Nope.
Okay, that's the reason why then. Because once you get to 12, it's a +1.
Yeah, I added some to my 11 to get it up to something else.
Right.
Oh, yeah, strength. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, strength. Everywhere I have strength, I should have a 0, but unless I get a dot.
Yeah.
There's only one of those that's strength. That's a good one to have 0 on.
Yeah, it's only the I think that's
Athletics.
yeah, athletic.
I have 4 strength.
But athletics is everything to do of jumping, pulling, pushing, is all the basic things.
I never do any of those things.
But you never do any of those things.
I have a 2 in athletics though, with my extra dots. So.
Oh, that's good then. Let's see. Shall I go back to the chart or just let's go back to the chart for a second. I'm gonna share my screen for a moment. One more thing on this chart of ours. Over on the right here, it has armor and weapon proficiencies. We're not going to care about armor because our game is a puzzle game and you're not going to have a whole bunch of enemies getting you yet. So we're going to skip armor today. But we are going to look at weapons and take note if your class is good in simple weapons or martial weapons or very particular weapons like a long sword or a rapier or something like that. As you might have guessed, if you are proficient in a weapon and you are using that weapon, you get to add your proficiency bonus. So my cleric, who is proficient in simple weapons, when I should have had one of these. What if I can just make my, no, I can't. I have to stop sharing. Okay. Here's our list of simple weapons. So if my character uses any of these simple weapons or simple ranged weapon, I get to add my proficiency bonus. If you have martial weapons, you can use all of these. Once you've decided which weapon you want, what do? You're going to take note of the name. We don't really care how much it costs, so cross that out. You don't have to look at that. You do want to take note of what dice you're going to roll when you deal damage. So you can just glance here and go like, oh, well, the ones with the D6, that's going to hit harder than one with a D4. Then you're going to look at properties. If it says finesse, that just means that you can use your strength modifier or your dexterity modifier. You might have one higher than the other. If it does not say finesse, it automatically uses your strength modifier to be added to your damage. So like, let's say you did a 1d4 damage, you got a 4, and then you add your strength bonus to it. But if you have a dagger, you roll your 4 and you have a plus something bigger in dexterity, you can say that, oh, you were so, what do you call that? Stylish, I guess, with the way you handled that dagger. It gives you a little more bonus. So you go ahead and pick one melee weapon, meaning you have to be 5 feet from whatever you're trying to hit, and one ranged weapon, which has more numbers over here. These are not going to apply to our game because we're not going to be out in an open field where things are 200 feet away. So we just need one thing that can hit long distance, one thing that's up close. My cleric is going to pick the
What's this? Oh, never mind.
quarterstaff because blood is messy and she doesn't want to get messy. And it's fine for us to double up if you're going, oh, I wanted the quarterstaff. That's fine. Don't even worry about it.
So
I think my character will have the dagger. Dagger and
So I'm just writing down quarterstaff, 1d6. Versatile just means it can be used with 1 or 2 hands. If you're really interested in that rule, I will tell you, but otherwise, no need to fill our brains with things we're not going to use.
okay, so my question is, the simple melee weapons and the simple ranged weapons.
Mhm.
A lot of them, oh, some of the ranged ones have a much longer range, but a lot of them don't, or some of them don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you can only throw a spear. I mean, yeah, probably 20 feet. The bigger number means like you have to do it with disadvantage. So it's going to be less accurate once you go over 20 feet.
Okay.
fin-
You know, if it's
dart.
0 or something,
Dart.
then, yeah, it's going to go way farther.
I'm trying to imagine what a dart looks like because all I'm imagining is a dart you throw at like a target at a bar.
Pretty much like that. Or like a blowgun, dart gun. Is anybody using martial weapons?
Oh, a dart
gun here. Whoops.
I have simple and martial.
And martial. Okay, so if you like something down
Oh.
here instead, we do have a couple that have bigger damage dice.
Oh, okay.
Halberd has a nice one.
So, oh no, blowgun. It says 1 piercing, but it doesn't have a,
Oh, it doesn't have a dice.
dice.
That means it'll just only do 1 1 damage. No rolling needed.
Can
Oh,
I?
okay.
Would it be overpowered if I asked, like I said earlier, that my character can use her own like venom to like poison her stuff? Can I like can I do that to these weapons, or would that be overpowered at this point?
I would say that if your weapon is poisoned, then it wouldn't really change how you roll your attack dice, so it's fine. Like if you're saying, oh, it's poisoned, I should add 2 to my attack roll. No, it doesn't work like that. But having it poisoned, that's fine.
Yeah, how does poison an enemy in Dungeons and Dragons work?
I'll look it up on my phone here. I'm pretty sure that it's something with disadvantage. It usually means disadvantage on something. Poison status. Yep, a poison creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Sick. So what's like, so if I hit someone with my poison dagger, like is it like Pokemon where there's a chance that it's gonna get poisoned, or is it
It
something
automatically
like
gets
that?
poisoned if you hit, as far as I know.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to show you where on our character sheet we're going to do this.
Ah, right.
I've got a quarterstaff. Oh, it doesn't even fit in the box.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The damage type, that's where you put your 1d6 or whatever that is.
Oh, I didn't realize that was an area I could write on.
Yeah. And then the attack bonus, like I said, it defaults as strength unless your weapon said finesse or versatile. Your ranged weapon, let's say I have a bow and arrow, will always use dex. So my bow, using dexterity, I would have a 3 as my attack bonus because that's my modifier. The quarterstaff, which is strength, would only have a 2. But I'm proficient with quarterstaff, so I get to go 2 + 2 = 4.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, so now I get a +4.
How do you know you're proficient with the quarterstaff?
That's where we looked at the slide to see if we were in simple weapons or martial weapons. And the quarterstaff is a simple weapon, and so I know that's why I'm proficient in it.
So since I'm proficient in simple and martial, I can add to both of them.
Yeah,
right?
you can add to both of them. Rangers are good at everything, yeah.
And as long as I pick finesse ones, I can use dexterity or strength, either one.
Yes.
Since my strength is 0, I have picked finesse weapons.
There you go. And this one's supposed
What are
to be
thieves' tools? What are thieves'
Also on your
tools?
damage
2
type,
stuff weapon.
if you use strength for your attack bonus, you're also going to add that strength to your roll, or that ability to your roll. So my strength is 2, I get to do 2. This one used dexterity, so I'm going to use dexterity again. So let's say I roll my d6 and I only roll a 4. I still get to add 2 to it, and it'll become 6, if that makes sense.
Okay, sort of. So whatever I use for my attack bonus,
Yep.
I'm going to use the same one and just add it again. Oh, lucky me.
Some people like to just put the abbreviation so that they remember that this is going to be plus my dex modifier or plus my strength modifier.
All right. That was all confusing, but I did it.
I know. Setting up the character sheets is really the worst part.
Yeah, but they're so useful.
Yeah, once you're playing the game, they're very, very useful. Character names. We should probably do character names, but we've got about 15 minutes, so we can do a name that
I
can
already know mine.
if we want. Yeah. It's going to be, I'll just use Arwen until I find something else. Okay, and remind me, why is your character Michaela sticking around during this campaign? Not running off into the big city?
Oh, I thought Kristen said she was paying her.
I will pay you.
Okay, we can go with
I want the help.
one. So since we only have about 15 minutes, maybe we'll go ahead and role play that part of you hiring Michaela, just so you guys can kind of figure out how your characters maybe talk in a slower cadence, deeper pitch, higher pitch, or your regular voice, that's fine. But just to get used to your characters. I'm going to set the scene and tell you a little bit about the world. We're gonna call it
Sick.
Middle Earth, though. We'll just call it Middle Earth because we can. You are in Middle Earth, in the deep tropical jungles of the lower continent. It has ruins that were once from a great and mighty nation, but so ancient that nobody really knows anything other than the basics of that they could carve stone because there's stone carvings everywhere, that they liked to protect their sacred areas. So there's lots and lots of traps and booby traps, kind of Indiana Jones style, with spears that'll fire out the wall and acid trapdoors and all those kinds of things. There has been an alarming amount of carcasses of mythical animals being found in these areas of ruins. And so Kristen's character, whose name is
Ling.
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 Okay, Ling has been called down to investigate why so many animals are being slaughtered. But he doesn't know the area all that well and goes to a local tavern to try to find someone to act as guide and possibly to help with all of these traps that you have heard so much about. So you've come into the local kind of cantina.
Character doesn't have that.
Your character doesn't what?
Oh, the traps. I don't get that till 3rd level.
That's fine. Thieves in general know how to, they do what's called a stop procedure, where you like search and like check for any booby traps and stuff like that. So you'll definitely get that part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, Mickey, tell me what's your character's name again?
Like her title is the Blue Jay, but her real name is Low Talk.
But she only tells people that her name is Blue Jay? Or does she actually introduce herself as Low Talk?
No, everyone, as far as everyone knows, her name is the Blue Jay.
Okay. So you're hanging out at this cantina on the fringe of a very, very, very small town, more like an outpost. And in walks Ling. Ling, would you like to describe what your character looks like? What does everybody see when you walk in?
A tall young tiefling, pointy little ears, and a lot of heavy, heavy makeup.
Oh, heavy makeup.
Big black eyes and a black dot on his nose. He wears a single earring with a yin yang sign on it.
Can you like show us your drawing that you did while you describe him?
Oh, that's a good idea. Back it up a little. Ooh, look at that. Very much like the panda I imagine that his tribe has lost.
Wow.
So has a fairly stern face.
Mm-hmm.
And
Natural or is that makeup?
that is heavy makeup.
Oh yeah, it's makeup. Never mind. Okay.
And he keeps sort of a poker face. He doesn't make much expression. He's just looking around. So he turns his head from side to side and strolls across the floor slowly.
All right. So over at a table,
Mhm.
hood drawn over her head, is a dragonborn, you assume, because you can see a clothed tail, but you can't actually see the face yet. Over at another table, you see an elf dressed in pristine, spotless white linen with a gold collar. Actually, I'm sorry, Michaela, go ahead and describe what Blue Jay looks like as she's sitting at this table in the corner.
Okay, I can show you pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, even better.
Let me. Okay, she's pretty much dressed all if you look closer, you can't really see any features of her because she's wearing, I guess these are good pictures. Basically, she's
Yeah.
wearing cloth all over, wearing gloves. She's even wearing little boots. She's just, yeah, and they're slightly blue colored. Can I find a picture that I drew? And none of these are good are relevant anymore. But yeah, they're mostly like dark, and they have like a bit of blue in them.
Ooh.
She's kind of short for Dragonborn, but average to everyone else. She's kind of, how do I put it? I feel like she's always on guard, a bit nervous, but that's kind of just her general disposition. You can't really tell what, like, she's got her face very covered up, so it's kind of hard to tell what she's emoting at any time.
Okay.
I don't imagine she's drinking.
That's
Maybe, I don't know, she's talking to someone like her informant or whatever.
fine. Okay.
Whatever, just talking to them about like jobs or whatever, not really like, like in the back, not really doing anything, trying not to get any attention.
Sure. So you're over there talking to your informant. We've got the elf over on the table that's in pristine white linen, gold jewelry, not a hair out of place, very long nose that she tends to look down, drinking some sort of herbal tea. And then you have the bartender behind the counter. What would Ling like to do?
I'm going to lean against the bar
Mm-hmm.
and try to attract the attention of the barkeep
Okay, he's a big
by tapping on the bar.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry I didn't see you come in there. What can I do for you?
I'd like a root beer.
Root beer, coming right up. And he pours from the tap a great big foaming root beer and places it on the counter.
Say, you've probably been here quite a while.
I have been here quite a while. First cantina in these parts.
So I'm a new fella, and I have an appointment here later. So I'm gonna just drink my beer. You know, I see a dragonborn over there in the corner, don't I?
Ah, that's the blue jay.
I thought that was the blue jay. That's just what I was going to ask. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to know that. I hear the blue jay's kind of a well-known thief.
Michaela,
She's not.
No, not well known. Just in these parts.
No, she's not well known. She tries her hardest not to be well known, but she does, like, I imagine like some people know about her if you need like a job done, but she's not like world famous or anything.
Okay, then I'll just say I've heard of her.
Heard that you need, or yes, that you want the blue jay. Yep, she's sitting right over there. But I would also say that that elf over there has been waiting for some kind of tiefling detective or something to come around. You might talk to her also.
Thanks. Keep the change.
Mighty obliged. Let me know if you need anything else. And I'll roll up his sleeves and go back to cleaning glasses.
So I'm still doing stuff?
It's up to what if Michaela wants the blue jay to do something. Blue jay can do something. Otherwise, I'll use.
I'll go to the elf then. Hey, elf. I'll just stroll over. And I'll.
Yeah, as you're strolling over, she hears your footsteps and kind of looks you up and down and says, "I beg your pardon. I'm here waiting for a tiefling of some sort. I'm supposed to accompany him to make sure he doesn't die. Would that be you?"
I am a tiefling. You can see that.
I can see that. Are you here to investigate?
I have been hired to investigate. I have the name here of my, it's in my pocket here, the name of the person I'm supposed to meet. I honestly don't feel the need for protection, I'm looking for the person who hired me.
Ah, I believe that would be, what do you call them? The head? Village head? The village headmaster.
But I could buy you a drink and you could tell me about what that protection is you have to offer.
Of course. I am a healer, a cleric of the High Order of Lathander, god of the sun, as I'm sure you know. I'm here, well, I was here originally to check out the ruins, which I believe may have a deep connection to my temple. But as I was in town, the village headmaster told me there would be a tiefling coming down, and he might need some protection when going into these ruins, if he so does, because some people have gone in and have never come out.
You know, I actually could use the protection right now. I want to talk to the dragonborn over there, but I am pretty suspicious. I've heard of her. I'm not happy with what I hear. Would you be interested in perhaps approaching the dragonborn?
Of course.
Let's go.
So Ling and Arwen are going to mosey over to where Blue Jay is sitting. Does Blue Jay do anything in response?
Yeah, she she notices, like, I think she got attention like from the tiefling guy, because she's never seen a dude like that before, and I feel like she kind of overheard that a bit,
Yeah.
and she kind of looks. I imagine her informant leaves because they kind of prefer their privacy, and she looks at them and goes, "You need something?"
We do indeed.
Hello?
We
I've been told the bartender said you're known as the Blue Jay. Is that true?
Yep, that's me.
Can we
Yep.
buy you a drink?
No thanks. I try to stay alert.
Mind if we sit and chat a while?
Of course, go ahead. I overheard you a bit. You needed something done? You needed help?
That's true. I've been hired to investigate the problem here in town, and I'm looking to go out, but I don't really know my way around. I have my buddy here, Elf.
acquaintance at best.
Pardon?
Acquaintance. I don't know that I would call you my buddy, but definitely acquaintances, professional acquaintances.
What the heck is your name?
Arwen.
Arwen and I, I have just met. We are acquaintances, I understand. And indeed, I think it would help us to have a guide. I understand you might know your way around.
We can pay.
I've been here for a few weeks. I know a bit. Yes.
Arwen's just offered to pay you. How nice of him.
Oh my. Yeah. How much?
50 gold now and 50 when we come back alive.
Oh my. That sounds nice. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, I'll hand you 50 gold pieces with the promise of 50 more when you have gotten us back alive.
Sorry for being awkward.
No problem. It's
Sorry
all
for being awkward.
It's always rough. And it's already 6:30. So can we get into the ruins? But next time we'll just start.
Well,
Right.
we're ready to go. We've formed our little,
Yeah, we did all the hard, heavy lifting of filling out our character sheets, so we should be ready to go.
the Fellowship of Detectives.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, good job, guys, for
Yay.
getting through that character sheet in one sitting.